Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to take a look at the new Hyperdimensional co-op against Goku Black, and we're going to see just how players can complete it easily and also get their hands on not only some Chrono Crystals but some Z Power for Trunks, the brand new Fierce Fight Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, and how you can get his Z Power. So it follows the same standard format as any other hyperdimensional co-op that we've been having recently since the update. You'll fight Goku Black, who will have two different typings. He will switch between them, and your goal is to defeat him with an online ally, and when you beat him you'll get various rewards. There will be missions that are available in obviously the actual round, some missions for doing certain challenges, whether that's a certain amount of damage or certain moves being used, etc. And there's also a new platinum equip that you can get from this event as well, which looks pretty decent. So that's always an added bonus. Not to mention the big one is farming the Z power for the Fierce Fight Trunks. So some pretty valuable stuff here. Not to mention you can exchange the hyperdimensional co-op medals for Chrono Crystals as well. So we're going to go take a look at the event. Obviously, something just to mention, you're going to want to do the Fierce Fight Trunks event before this. That way you can have a copy of Trunks, and you can also get your hand on some special equipment that will increase his drop rate from, or his Z power drop rate from the actual event itself. So just obviously a suggestion to do so. You don't have to. I will leave a link to my video helping you out there in the top right hand corner, but obviously it is advisable to make sure that you kind of collect all of these resources beforehand, because it will help you out quite a lot, in the long run. But yeah, that is it in terms of like prep stuff. Obviously there is a bonus, so if you take the Super Saiyan 2 Kefla into the event as a support, you will also get a additional bonus drop rate. So I highly suggest that you do this. It is going to help you out quite a lot, and in the end of the day it will save you some time farming, because that's the main goal here. The goal here is to farm the Z power as quickly as possible, so we don't have to spend our days doing 400 runs of hyperdimensional co-op. So yeah, with that being said, the setup for this is pretty easy. There's actually two event exclusive units that you can use, which is pretty awesome. We have the Blue Trunks himself that you can utilize, and we also have the Green Zamasu that you can utilize as well. When you're selecting your characters, please try and make sure that you keep the equipment. It's very, very important that you do so, and make sure that you put Kefla in your support group. You can see the equipment, it's got like an orange symbol around it. It's a special equipment. You want to upgrade it as well before you enter into the hyperdimensional co-op, but obviously I didn't, because I was just showcasing this. But yeah, you should definitely upgrade it, and then you should enter the event and you should be pretty good to go from there. You can then run the event exclusive Zamasu, but you don't have to. You can run whoever you want. Ideally you run units that are your strongest, because the stronger the units, the faster the event gets completed and the easier it is to farm the event. That's pretty simple logic, at least from my perspective. I think that's simple logic, but hey, you never know. So that is it when it comes to all of the prep stuff and the team building. The supporters, try and choose your strongest. Make sure that Kefla's in there. Otherwise just choose a whole bunch of bonus characters to get yourself some bonus percentage, and also obviously to boost your team. The higher the boost, or the cumulative boost, again, the stronger you are and the faster the event goes. Hyperdimensional co-op in itself is pretty straightforward from a tactical standpoint. So basically a couple things just to mention. Obviously, first thing, hyperdimensional co-op, you fight with one online ally, but the premise behind the fight is super duper simple. So all you need to do basically is you want to break the blue shield of the enemy. This is their limit burst, so you want to break their blue shield. This will enable you to attack them and cause damage, and then yeah, once you've done that damage, you're basically good to go. So you'll be 100% already good to go, and you'll be able to essentially take them out. What you want to do is you want to time your Rising Rush during this period so that it times up with your ally. You'll do significant damage, and you should most times beat them in the first burst phase. If you don't manage to do so, it'll take a second. The big thing here is making sure you time your Rising Rush at the same time as your ally. Now this isn't as hard as it used to be. Back in the day you would get animation locked, so you wouldn't be able to do Rising Rushes. So if I fired a Ki Blast and my ally did his Rising Rush, I wasn't going to be able to fire off my Rising Rush, and then we'd be in trouble. But this has changed. So recently it's changed significantly, and now the Rising Rush will override the animation of the like actual attack that you're doing. So because of this animation override, it's now way easier to hit the Rising Rush. There's still a very peculiar situation where you won't be able to, and that's if they did the Rising Rush as you substitute in your ally. So if they do that, you won't be able to, but it's a very, very peculiar situation, so it shouldn't happen to you too often. And that's it. Basically you just have to take out the opposition and you're good to go. You don't really have to worry about anything else. You shouldn't have a big issue, and you get a ton of great rewards. Z power for Trunks, you'll get a whole bunch of dual coins which you need to trade for chrono crystals and other great resources, and you'll get platinum equips, hopefully of which will be good ones. So yeah, that is basically it when it comes to this Hyperdimensional Cop. One final thing that I do want to mention, just to show you guys where you can get the raid equipment or the Hyperdimensional Co-op equipment, because some of you might still be confused or maybe don't want to go watch the other video. If you go to the Fierce Fights event, you will get one piece of equipment for clearing the missions related to the event, and then you can also exchange for the equipment with 500 crystals. You can only get one, but it still helps. But that's it from me. Bye.